raised up above the surface. There we have a really nice picture of that. That's a nice Karma in the background.
Yes. Let me just
And
go
this is
back.
a,
I will come back. Excuse me, Pete. Just there are two helmets you see of this
yeah,
style.
two helmets. Yeah.
Yeah, we saw the first one, and now this is the second one, right? Just for readers to know, you're not talking about the
Yeah.
same.
No, it's nice. Same general style, but not finished quite the same way.
Yes,
Same good quality mail.
yes,
This kind of sometimes they're more conical.
yes,
You see them associated with the Crimean Tatar Khans, but they were used in the Caucasus because within the Caucasus itself, there were major centers of metalworking
yes,
which were making things like this that they sold to the Crimean Tatars, but they also used themselves because it's a nice design. It works quite well.
yes,
Um, Generally, this type of helmet was meant to be worn over a kind of fairly thick cap.
yes,
Um,
yes,
so it's sat a bit high above the head,
yes,
which you can tell the male probably only comes down to your eyebrows.
exactly.
So the rest of that's hat pushing it up, which is good if somebody's going to hit you on the head with something. See, that's very simple, very elegant,
Yes, that's right.
and offset fullers, which is a classic thing with some of these kinjals and karmas.
Just one thing for our readers, because people always say, okay, there are different characteristics for Persian game to tell from Caucasian. The pommel cap, I have handled many Persian game. Even they make many of them high quality today. It doesn't look like this. It looks like there's an indentation here, like Persian game.
Yeah,
It looks like this, then this. Never like this. I've never seen that.
yeah,
Modern ones or,
yeah,
antique ones in Persian. That's very
yeah.
interesting.
That looks quite distinct, and of course the proportions are slightly different to any I've
Yes.
ever seen as well.
Yes.
But they look very practical, very useful. Also, notice how the tip is stretched out into a
Yes.
very thin tip.
Yes. Very thin tip.
So
Yes.
this is for well, you could do serious damage whether you're cutting or stabbing with it.
Yes.
Um,
Very nice. Very,
yeah, nicely made. Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah. Look at the shashka.
Love a good shashka. So that shashka it's got a ring on the outside edge, and there'll be a loop on the back near
Yeah.
the locket or
This one, right,
the
Pete?
mouth. Yeah.
Hmm?
So there'll be a loop on the back of that. So when it hangs edge upwards,
Yes.
or straight down with the edge facing backwards. But
Yes.
the pommels on those shaskas make it really easy to draw them out.
Yes.
So imagine that it's hanging from your belt and you put your hand, your left hand, which is probably holding the reins of your horse, between the sword and your right hand, and then you just hook your right hand under the hilt and just pull it out. And the scabbard's held back by your left forearm. You can get a very fast draw doing that, and
Yeah.
it's quite safe for you.
Let me see. Oh,
Also,
no,
the
we
blade
don't
on
have.
that looks quite complex, doesn't it?
This game is also very beautiful here. This king.
Yeah, again, it's got a double fuller, which the other one
Yeah.
didn't have,
Yeah.
and it's got a slightly more, Persian shaped
Yes.
pommel on the grip. Not,
Exactly.
it's still distinctly Caucasian,
Yes.
but lots of fashions went backwards and forwards.
Another game. Oh, this one is huge.
Yeah, that looks almost big enough to be a Gadara, doesn't it?
Yeah. I
Big.
mean, Qatar in Persian, we always call those which are one-edged in Persian, right? So
Oh, right. Okay.
one-edged is
Yeah, because
Qatar.
I'd seen other usages of it.
Yes.
I
I
think
mean,
in
outside
stone, but
Iran,
stone.
they call it that way. In Iran itself, everyone, double edge is called qame. Is one edged? You know which ones I mean. They're called qatar in Iran. It's
Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, very,
very
but
nice.
very solid, isn't it? And look at the shape on the scabbard is really nice too.
Very, very nice.
Yeah,
Look at this one, Pete.
another fine shashka. Often the fullering in shashkas is exceptionally interesting.
Shashkas are very nice.
They were so popular, and in the Russian imperial armies, they were using all Western swords by the time shashka started to be introduced, and Western swords had all this kind of protection over the hand and everything like that. And these basically push them out of use.
There is a book on he contacted me, his son contacted me actually some years ago. A book written as is also translated into English, or maybe he wrote it in English. Chechen Arms and Armor. Do you have that book, Pete?
No, I've seen references in another book I've got on Caucasian arms and armor
No.
to it.
And in that book, he
That would,
describes different makers mark, different weapons Chechens use. Very nice, very nice. And in one
yeah,
part,
yeah,
he quotes a guy, I think. I mean, I don't remember when. So it was, I think, end of 19th century and so. I think if my memory doesn't fail. So anyhow, this guy was asked from Chechnya, why do you have use shashka and they don't have a hand guard? And he said, if I remember it correctly, we do not have time to do all these blade on blade games called fencing. We want to
yeah,
just do the job as fast as possible. For those
yeah.
games, we don't have time. You know,
Cut,
you might
cut
people
and
might
move on.
make fun of it, but this is the nature of warfare. If I want to prove my skills on blade to blade contact, you understand what Peter, what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say, right? Or I just try
So
to, well, you know what I mean.
it's the difference between battle and dueling.
Yes.
And in the Caucasus, they knew all about dueling too. You have the small shield, and you can have a shashka or a sword with a cross guard. That's one thing. But battle is chop and go, or
Yes.
slice and go, more likely.
Yes. Exactly.
That, but
Exactly.
again, the fullering is so beautifully designed on
Beautiful.
these.
Beautiful. Okay, we go to another one. So there are, again, beautiful ones we're going to see.
Oh yeah.
Okay, look at this one.
Oh wow. Oh, look at the rivets are so clear, aren't they?
Yes.
But that it's been hammered so well that the two parts of the metal of the ring where they curve over and the rivet goes through is essentially forged welded together because
Yes. Yes. Force. Yeah. Yeah.
there's no line between the sections. I
No.
mean, there should be in a few, but generally speaking, not.
No.
And I'm just checking. It's all riveted rings. It's not
Yeah.
some punch, some riveted. So that's more Mizurka, like the cap. But look at how beautiful the patterning, the gilding on the helmet is. That's
Magnificent. Magnificent.
and
Really.
of course the whole point of that time of helmet is like what the Europeans called a secrete, which they often wore inside a hat. So you'd have a hat on,
Mhm.
and you didn't know the guy had a metal thing, and you swing at his head and it bounces off. Probably gave him a slight concussion in the process. Well, this would be worn on top of a hat, like the other ones we were talking about.
Yes.
But the purpose is specifically to intercept downward blows on the head, which were greatly favored when you were, I mean, the shoulders are another area that were seriously attacked.
Yes.
But downward blows on the head, this is the kind of first line of defense.
Yes. First line of
The
defense.
second line of defense is to duck and get out of the way. So there we've got a really spectacular scabbard with a very spectacular looking shashka to go with it.
Yes. Very nice.
So these have uh, purely a slashing point. There's no stabbing with this one. It's purely for cutting. But it's such a nice curve. It's not as specialized as a shamshir,
Mm.
but it's a very good curve. I think you could deliver a very serious cut with that.
Do you realize it has a continuous curve, unlike a shamshir, which is straight in the beginning, classical
Yeah.
shamshir. But then,
I think yeah, I think the curve in the beginning, like maybe that much from the hilt, is more or less straight. It's got a very slight curve. I think the curve is gradual, but gradually increasing,
yes,
which is a similar effect, but it's not as big a curve, so it's not as big a problem. Again, look at how pointy the kinjal is.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, well, we know that people are wearing mail because we've been looking at mail, and quite clearly, uh, even though these swords I mean, Kinjals were. I remember reading a history of the Caucasus saying that fighting with them, it was mainly done with the edge rather than the point. Something
Yes.
like Kyber knives, which are brilliant for stabbing, but it was considered bad form to stab when you could slash. And these are really good for stabbing,
Yes.
but people like to show off.
Look at
Also,
these.
we've got a gold inlaid or embossed scabbard
Yeah.
with matching hilt
Matching hilt.
and symmetrical double fullers.
Yeah.
See, these are not outside the normal range, but they're specific types here that makes you wonder what the local culture where these came from, what their preferences were. Oh, a mace, but that's not a mace. What is it?
Yeah, it's like a
It
sword
looks,
mace. Yeah.
yeah, it's like a handle with a mace head on both sides,
Yes.
and then a kind of flat. Is that a round handle?
Yeah.
Um,
Around
at the
him.
bottom to the right,
Yeah.
is it a double-headed mace?
Yeah.
Who knows? That's interesting. Again, a lot of expert metalworkers in the Caucasus,
Yeah. Yeah.
and a weapons industry that went back into prehistory. Um,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. True.
there could be all kinds of traditions. I love the workmanship on the scabbard above it.
Yes. Niello, right?
Look at
Yeah.
how well that's been done.
Yeah. Very nice. Typical Caucasian
Really
work.
interesting.
Yes.
It's really interesting that type of kinjal's always worn on the right, sorry, the left side,
Yes.
with the handle pointing slightly to the right. So
Yes.
we've got some very nice pistols here.
Very nice.
Um, button triggers. They love button triggers.
Yes. Here. Let me
Uh,
show it. Here. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm. Very nice.
and total expertise in the silver work on those. Again, we're getting back to weapons as jewelry,
Yeah. Yeah.
jewelry for men,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
these were 100% meant to be used. But if you didn't win, at least you'd make a beautiful corpse.
Mhm. Another
Another
Cheshire.
another fine looking. Oh, the helmet there looks good too.
Yes.
Another fine looking shashka. I've handled high grade shashkas, one belonging to a hetman of the Don Cossacks, I think, and I've handled military issue shashkas, which are much more roughly made, but
Yes.
they're still functional swords.
Yes, they are. Yes.
You wouldn't want to get hit by one.
Look.
See a wire wrapped handle, the yellow,
Yeah.
silver
Yeah.
decorations,
Yes.
and that's got a large hollow ground blade. So it's a really shallow, wide fillet made by grinding on a wheel, I think.
Mhm. Yes.
I don't know for sure.
Yes. It is. Oh, now look. Pete, do you remember when we
That's
talked about Sasanian helmets? Okay, this was
oh yeah, that's
Spangenhelm, but one of them looks exactly like the shape. I mean, not the construction like this.
oh yeah, yeah, different construction because
Yeah.
times have moved on. But yeah, there's an aesthetic. Like people had an idea of what a good looking helmet looked like, and maybe it went all the way back. Uh, this is again classic in the Caucasus and
Yeah.
northwest into the Crimean Khanate. Um, but I think a lot of them were made in the Caucasus, but possibly for export as well, because the Crimean Khans and the upper classes in the Crimean Khanate did have money, and they spent a lot of it in Istanbul, but they spent a lot in the Caucasus as well because you could get very good weapons from there. Again, the mail's very fine in this one, isn't it?
Yes, very fine.
Yeah,
It's
I
very.
must say I like the look of that helmet. I like the fact that it's you've got your basic
Mm.
conical dome
Yeah.
or conical top dome. There's a word for that, but I can't remember it. And
Yeah.
then you've fitted this beautiful piece of jewelry on top of it,
Yeah.
which may also have, I think it's mainly silver, the top part,
Yes.
with gold
Yes.
um, overlay and yellow and whatever.
Yes. That's
But
right.
is the helmet body itself? It looked a bit like woods to me the way it
Yeah, it is.
caught the
It is,
light.
Pete. It
Yeah,
is. It is. It's
so quite a
couscous.
strong helmet.
Yes. Pete, look at these shashkas.
Oh,
Beautiful ones they have.
one for a boy and one for a man, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the workmanship is really good. This kind of two arrowheads facing each other in the middle of the scabbard. We saw on one of the other scabbards. I wonder if that is a typical scabbard design for a particular area or a particular period. It looks
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
consistent. Um,
And look at where the rings are placed differently on each one.
yeah, yeah. The littler one it's slung edge down, whereas the
Yes,
bigger one it's definitely slung edge up or
yes,
edge backwards, depending on how it's worn.
yes,
Um, a thing to notice is how thin the belts are,
yes. Very
because
thin.
that's if you look at miniature paintings and everything, belts for swords, belts for quivers, they're thin because you didn't want all this bulk around your waist. And of course, these things were put on and taken off depending where you were. So when you went to visit, say, in the time of the Georgian kingdom, the king of Georgia, you weren't allowed to wear your sword into the throne room. Maybe you had to take it off and give to one of the ushers. Oh, there's another nice. Oh, that's really nice, isn't it?
Very nice.
A bit
Really,
more Persian in style,
yes,
but the decoration is purely Caucasian
purely.
and of a very high standard.
Yes, very
It's
nice.
they've just got the proportions worked out so well for those scabbards, and
Yes,
and when the karmas or kinjals in the scabbard, um, it makes a perfect unit. You
yes,
see lots of old photographs of people wearing these, and they always look good. Oh, here we've got our cartridge cases that are sewn onto our beautiful Chakaska coat,
yes,
and a pair of pistols with the big ivory balls on the end,
yes. Ivory
which
ball.
having I've got a couple or so of antique ivory billiard balls.
Yeah.
They're so heavy and so hard that if you use that as a club, the person you hit would be unconscious in a second.
Yeah.
I mean, ivory looks so beautiful and delicate, and you see the very fine ivory carvings. But you've got to remember that an elephant used this as a tusk.
Yeah.
It's very heavy and very strong,
Very strong.
and it's a shame that elephants died to produce this, but they'll never be forgotten while these things last because their ivory made such beautiful things.
Yes.
Nowadays, we've got fake ivory, which I'm carving at the moment. No
Yeah.
elephants were harmed in the production of this thumb ring I'll be able to put on it. Um, yeah, see, and again, this is silver gilding and yellow combined. This is really top level stuff
Top level.
and beautiful wood. Look at the wood in the stock.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
Really
Unbelievable.
beautiful stuff. Pistols were really popular because,
Yeah. Absolutely.
they didn't shoot them at long range because let's get up close and do something nasty to somebody. Oh,
Pete,
I
look at the
love these
collection.
scabbards are just
It's
stunning, aren't they?
unbelievable.
And look at the ridges on the blade of the first shashka on the
Mm.
left.
Yeah.
So it's got long ridges. See, this is ridges as opposed to flooring,
Yeah.
or the ridges were probably made by flooring, but you can see there's decorative ridges,
Mm.
decorative grooves on the next one. The
Yes.
one after that's really quite sophisticated flooring, and it looks like a walrus ivory hilt.
Yes.
Yeah, see, so much
Yes.
mechanical expertise in the building of the sword blades.
Look at these.
Yeah, this is really lovely stuff.
Lovely stuff. Yeah.
And this is really top level stuff as
Top
well. I
level.
mean,
Yeah.
we're not the average person doesn't own these, but
No, not the average. Of course not. Top level stuff.
if he if he saw them if he shot somebody on the battlefield and saw them, he'd take them home.
Yeah. Exactly. Look at these as well. The
Oh yeah,
Kindle.
they're beautiful, and you can see in the Kinja with the black scabbard
Yeah.
that there's this tradition sometimes of the front face of the grip is ivory and the back face is black buffalo horn,
Yes.
because you had this black and white contrast.
Yes.
I don't think it was done because it was expensive to do two halves of ivory. I think it was an aesthetic choice. There are some Turkish thumb rings that are layered ivory and buffalo horn, just because it looks nice.
Look at this one.
Yeah, that's beautifully made. So the little card and the little awl are fit in the scabbard, don't they, at the back?
Yes. Yes. This one's here.
Yeah,
Here you see that.
yeah,
Exactly. They fit there.
yeah. So you've got your fighting knife, you've got your eating knife, and you've got an awl for making holes in your leather work if something comes loose. Very practical.
Mhm.
The
Yes.
one to the right is incredibly beautifully
Yes. Let me see.
enhanced with its jewelry.
Yes.
But even that one, I'm looking at the shape and the locket on the scabbards. Aren't they so well done?
Yeah.
That one has gilding in the fuller or next to the fuller.
Next to the fuller, yes.
Next to it on the kind of ridge just
This
before
has
it
this
drops down into
offset
the...
fuller system like Persian games mostly do.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's a
Beautiful.
wonderful idea. I don't know whether it makes a better uh blade or not, but it looks really good and it stands out because you turn it over. How can that happen? Because from one side the fuller looks like it's on the left, you turn it over, and the other side it looks like on the left, but it can't be
Yeah.
on the left because
So
they're
it doesn't
offset.
weaken the blade, right? It's very
Yeah,
nice.
well, this is it. This is the theory behind it, that
Yes.
it's much stronger.
Yes.
These blades are so strong to start off with that. So we've got a little percussion pistol,
Yeah.
and two flintlocks, Michele by the look of them, but
Yes.
I can't tell guns apart.
Yes.
All flintlocks look alike in the dark, but beautiful, beautiful workmanship on the rightmost one. The metalwork is brilliant.
Beautiful.
Then on the one in the middle, again, they're using that beautiful figured wood.
Yeah.
So people really liked beautiful wood.
Yes. Really nice.
You see it in Russian firearms from their big factories in the 18th, 19th century. The specialist ones, or even earlier, maybe 16th, 17th century, where they choose really beautiful wood.
Yeah.
And you kind of think, yeah, they must spend a long time finding the perfect piece of wood for it.
That's what we
So
also
this,
saw in this from Iranian Museum of Tehran, where we
yeah,
discussed it. Do you remember the wood? Yeah.
yeah. This is what strikes me. We've got to remember just how much aesthetic thought went into the design. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Now, on one hand, you've got the incredibly beautifully decorated barrel. On the other hand, you've got the really nicely carved stock,
Yes.
which I'm guessing that's a piece of wood carved to look like it's wrapped with
Yes.
rattan or something, but it's actually a solid piece of wood. That's my guess.
Yes.
But look at the metalwork on that. That is incredible.
Incredible. Look at this, Pete.
Again, oh, yes. Well, now we've got a flintlock double barrel shotgun or double barrel rifle. I wouldn't know.
Right. It's a rifle, Pete.
Is it? Yeah. So before repeating rifles, the next best thing was a double barreled one.
Pete, look at
Very,
these ones.
oh, yeah. So we've got powder horns.
You
We've
know,
got
when
a
I see this
primer.
Caucasian, they always remind me of the dance they do, with these things they dance.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, this is it. This is so much a part of the culture that they can't. Sometimes you can't even imagine the Cherkesska coat without well, in the West they're called apostles for reasons
Yes.
that are best known to people at the time. But this is your store of powder and your ball for your gun, and they just incorporate it into their clothing,
Yes.
which I don't think anyone ever did anywhere else. I mean, it looks really nice, though. I think the cut of the coat itself is so beautiful
Yes.
that it really, when you see people dancing in them, you can see just how well they move.
Yeah.
And this is, yeah, some very well. I'm looking at that. So we've got a case, we've got two pistols, we've got a primer, we've got a bullet mold, we've got a screwdriver and tools and everything. But in the top, I can see two holsters made of leather for the pistols, possibly for attaching to a saddle.
Ah, that's
That's
right.
it's that shape of
Here, you
holster.
mean here? Yeah.
So that's a rare combination. Again, this is the kind of thing that if it were in private hands and came up for auction would go for huge amounts of money
Oh, yeah.
because this is imperial quality
It's
craftsmanship.
imperial quality, of course.
I mean, it's just unbelievably
Yeah.
good.
Yes. It is, that kind of quality. Do you want to go bankrupt? Equip every soldier with this set.
Yeah, that would never happen. Yeah, but these are either target pistols or dueling. Oh, they call say sometimes dueling pistols. These are probably for fighting. These are probably for wearing on your saddle.
Yes.
I don't know when they were made, but the style goes back to the 17th,
Yes. Look at
early
these.
18th century, I think. So now, again, see, Caucasians really thought it was worthwhile storing your gunpowder in silver containers. Oh, that's if you're really rich. Let's be honest. Normal people is probably just wood, which is safer. But
Very nice. Look at
yeah,
these.
yeah. I mean, this is exceptionally nice stuff.
It's really jewelry at the same time.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Again, I don't think anybody went as far as they did in the Caucasus to make gunpowder weapons and their accessories look so beautiful.
Look at these.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is next level stuff.
Really nice.
Yeah. So one's covered. I'm guessing for the Caucasus, that fish skin is probably sturgeon
Sturgeon,
because
yes.
sturgeon, some types of sturgeon have skin like that.
Yeah.
Um, that's why you see it on the sword handles as well.
Yeah.
Um, then horn, it looks goat or sheep horn for the primer in the middle, but then fully mounted in silver and
Yeah.
gilded silver with the yellow inlays
Yeah.
as well.
Yes.
Um, yeah, and you've got these beautiful silver chain cords that everything hangs off just to show off. Well, this is interesting.
Yeah. This is so beautiful.
Yeah, so
We had this
the
Persian
the
version. Do you remember?
yeah,
Separated
yeah.
into.
So these are the mittens that fit under your bazuban
Yeah.
to cover your hands.
Yeah.
So that big leather piece fits up under the bazuban so you can turn your wrist in it.
Yeah.
These are quite rare because they get lost,
Yeah. They get lost.
but really nice.
Yeah. And that might be also an explanation why some bazubans do not have mitten and do not have holes to hold the mitten, right?
Yeah, because if you wore one of these,
Yeah.
the bazuban would slide up to see how it's got a slightly raised part just below the mail to
Yeah.
stop the bazuban sliding any further.
Yeah.
And this would be a very practical because it also protects your wrist and makes it easy to turn your wrist.
Yeah.
I think this is a very practical way of doing it. And they usually had a loop for the thumb and a loop for the
Yeah.
middle finger so that
Yeah.
the mail covered your hand properly.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Wow.